Good morning, Malaysia. It is a better morning, and I've only done 1 kilometer, and it's 8:45. I was on a cleaning frenzy last night. I washed everything, and I mean everything. My phones, my sunglasses, my bicycle even, all my clothes, even my mountain bike shoes. Everything has been washed. Even wiped down each individual spoke on my wheels. Everything is nice and shiny. I've planned a few detours on my master route, and that will take me around some interesting places. Today is day 6 in Malaysia, and total days on the bike is 27 with no rest days. Some might think that that hike up the mountain was a rest day. Believe me, it wasn't. And yeah, so today will be another 100k plus day, and yeah, it's going to be a full day in the saddle. I had a late start, and the roads that I'm going to be taking will be a lot slower. So yeah, full day in the saddle. Let's see what happens. With my new route that I've planned, well, not a new route, but just a little bit of detours. What I'll do is I'll blaze through all of the main roads and then take my time and enjoy the countryside. Oh boy, this is my river that I need to cross. Let's hope we can still do it. Oh, they were too kind. They left a nice I-beam for us to walk across. Well, that was super easy, just too bad I couldn't record it. This is what I'm talking about. This is a complete polar opposite than yesterday morning. Straight from the get-go yesterday it was just insane, brutal. And today we start off the day peace and quiet. You know, that's the way you want to start day. Back home in South Africa, in Port Elizabeth, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes before that, and I quickly put my cycling kit on and I start cycling. I do a 40-kilometer loop, and it involves going through some suburbs, but most of it is along the coast. And just by doing that every morning before work, you know, it just makes a massive difference. You know, you've got that time to think about the day, to think about other things, and just subconsciously plan your day, and just start it off on a smooth and clean slate. And I tell you, I have made life-changing decisions just on some of those early morning cycles. How do you like that shot? A Suzuki Jimny coming down the path with the palm trees in the background. Now all this is part of my master route. All that I've done today is just added a little bit more of these. Got a little spectator. Very funny smell coming from over that wall, and I can't see anything. Little ducks. So I build a fence here. Just take some old palm trees and create a wall. This is definitely weird. I've been on this big road for quite some time now. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and I've passed more than a dozen kitchens and they're all closed, and the road is relatively quiet. So what's going on in this place? Well, I did find this R&R pit stop and I'm going to try and find something to eat here. The first thing you got to do is you got to find out who works here, who's the chef, who you pay, and that's how it goes. In this large eatery, you know, it's either a self-service or something, but it's like there's nobody to assist you or anything, so you're like, what the hell do you do? So finally got food. Seems like you just dish up what you want and then then they will just charge you accordingly. Well, I was happy to find proper food, some rice, egg and chicken, and that's a Chinese run restaurant. Well, even the big roads don't seem too bad, as long as you got greenery around you, then everything feels much better. Your typical little village that you pass through on the highway. Well, it's not really a highway, it's basically a tertiary road, but for them it's one of the main routes, and for me it certainly feels like a highway. Shortly I'll be turning off this big road on my first side mission that I replanned for this morning, and yeah, let's see what that quick replanning will turn out to be like. So far so good, but you still have your ever-present little speed bumps. I am pleased to find these alternate routes that can take me out into the countryside and off the main route, and at least still make some good progression. You know, I'll still be doing a good number of Ks a day. If I take the normal way, it will take me about 80 kilometers. But if I take these ways, it will be just over 100, maybe 110, 120 kilometers. But that's still good progression in the right direction. Whereas a lot of the other places that I went through, I would have made almost no progression. I would be doing 50 kilometers in the countryside, but I would only do about 10 kilometers in progression. So that's just not worth it. Yeah, I'm happy that I can find some good alternate routes. They've made their place look quite nice. The Malaysian dog. Good morning. What a fantastic route this is, eh? On our left we got a little river. On the right we got some palm trees. He thinks I'm holding a 50 caliber sniper rifle at him. Here he comes. Good thing that the rivers aren't black anymore and they smell like a natural river. Cruising is going good. All these little villages that I'm passing through, they're so peaceful. in contrast to the cities where it's just complete chaos. And then you'll pass through a village like this, which is half abandoned and lacking infrastructure, and nature that's slowly starting to reclaim. This is a Chinese community. There's a lot of these houses that display that. Locals stare at you with no expressions, just complete poker face, even when you greet them. We're all Chinese village. Their favorite color by far. It's like it's a whole different ball game when it comes to the color red. You know, all the other colors is just there, but when it comes to red, it's like this superpower. All of these little shrines everywhere. Everything is in Malay and in Chinese. Oh, that was rather quite lekker. That was almost 20 kilometers through that replant section, and if I continued on that main road, it would have been about 15.5 kilos. So yeah, it was definitely worth the extra change. Today, even these big roads haven't been too bad. A lot of them even have a little bit of extra space here for you to cycle on. Not always. You're still left to fight for a little bit of the road. So I'm almost at my next detour, and this one is this one's gonna be a gamble, eh? I'm just gonna hope that I'm able to pass through, because it seems like there is a way, but it could be passing through a lot of farm roads. So let's hope that it's actually possible. Otherwise I'm gonna have to make a massive commute back. Now, this big road serves mainly one purpose, and that's access to a power plant and a quarry. And then there is the odd palm plantations and fish farms. That quarry and power station is on that side of the hill. This whole area looks like it's a decommissioned palm plantation. It's like Mother Nature has even reclaimed its brethren. Oh boy, brethren, fucking hell. Oh, my R's and L's are starting to dissipate. Dissipate? I don't know, I'm over it. Alright, third time's the charm. What I wanted to say is that this is the area that I'm hoping to cross. So it's covering all that plantations, and yeah, I just hope that it can lead me out of here, and that I don't end up running into a gate or something like that, one of those impenetrable gates, you know, the ones that just consist of a boom. And I'm sure I'll make it through. I just didn't see any other options on the map, and yeah, this looked like it's going to be quite a fun one to figure out. Each day that passes, I think my videos is a little bit more difficult to follow along. My vocabulary and pronunciation count is definitely diminishing over the days. I'm gonna have to go back to English classes If anybody knows a great English teacher, boy, it's so brutal. English tutor, just let me know. If this route continues like this, holy smoke, I would have literally won the lottery on epic side paths. This is this is number one. The road is as smooth as can be, and full shadow, beautiful tall trees everywhere. Is this the holy grail or not? Well, it has opened up into one of these palm plantations, but it is still lacquer. Well, it does look like this palm plantation borders on a natural forest, and there's a lot of monkeys here. These ones have got no tails. This is definitely one of the best routes so far. Map, it shows that there's a road through there. Now that way looks pretty overgrown, and that way I actually just walked a little bit, and it also seems like it goes nowhere. So I'll just head back down that way and find another way and just make sure that I'm heading south. As nice and cool as this place is, I can't stop for more than a minute, and those little black mosquitoes start coming. Now those ones, those little black ones, those things are the ones that make you itch to death. Seem to have found the main route through this place along these power lines. The local transfer station where it comes from the motorbikes, and then the tractors will pick it up. I think if it wasn't for these videos that I make, I think I would have forgotten how to speak by now. That almighty impenetrable gate. I didn't even notice those power lines disappear. I want to try and stick to them because I know that they're going to go to infrastructure. And already like a tar road. Back on that topic of making these videos and being able to speak, and as you guys know, I do it daily. Now there's those YouTubers where they make only a handful of videos as they cross through a whole entire country, and yeah, they condense most of the country in just 1 or 2 episodes. So it seems like that they got a lot to say, but I'm pretty sure most of the time they also forget how to speak their language. And I've seen quite a lot of videos of people that do all kinds of adventures where they don't even say a word. They just showcase the nature. So I'm pretty sure for them, they've already forgotten how to speak.
Well, it seems like I'm
back in civilization. Not that I wouldn't be back, but at least now I can find something to eat, or at least something to drink. Just a massive leguan or monitor lizard back there, busy trying to scramble its way through the rubbish. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the ocean with what seems like a beach and not just a swamp of mangroves. There's one of these things. What they eat of them is that inside this section, yeah, is where all their eggs are. So in there, all along here, is eggs, and that's basically, that's the thing that they eat of them. I can't even remember the last time I actually cycled on a beach. This is a pleasant surprise. I think that cat wants some fish. Places are dead. There's a few kids in the tree. And let's go that way. I need to go south. Well, it's quite fun to be able to ride on a beach again. It's not a swimming beach, but a lot of shells on it, so you won't exactly be digging holes, building sandcastles and tanning, yeah. Though you can definitely swim in the ocean. Does look alright to swim in. When have you ever seen cats just randomly sitting digging holes on the beach, or whatever he's doing? Well, it was quite a find coming out of the bushes and then straight into like this little resort camping town. And the funniest part was the first person that I met was a white person and she was German. So yeah, that's not a surprise. I'm pretty sure they're the biggest white diaspora in modern days. But anyway, yeah, it was quite weird, eh? Just popping out of the bushes straight into like this little tourist town, and yeah, most of the places is closed. It is a Wednesday, but I'm just looking for a little shop where I can get some cool drink and some water. Traffic must be broken somewhere. It was just a small little group of monkeys back there, but they disappear so quickly. As soon as you pull out the phone, they're already making their way off. And there was two of them that was holding a little baby. Now these monkeys they're grey coloured monkeys. That little baby was black. All his hair was black. Well, that was a 20-kilometer detour, and it only cost me 10 kilometers in progression, so I think that was kilometers well spent. It looks like another one of those failed housing projects. Like I thought people was gonna, just abandon their traditional way of life and move into something like this. See those kind of projects everywhere in Asia, where they try to modernize, or so-called modernize, but they're more like just trying to copy the West, their way of living, and it doesn't work. Most of these people still live the rural ways, even though there's a ton of them in the cities, but they still just live their traditional way of how they've always been living. There is a massive example of what I'm talking about near the end of my route in Malaysia that I'm going to go see. So that one's going to be very interesting. So yeah, stay tuned. That will probably be on my second last day in Malaysia, and that's going to be definitely something worth seeing. There's a nice big bridge coming up. It looks like I've got about a 10-kilometer commute to my accommodation, and it's right on my master route, so it's literally next to the road. So yeah, that's going to be an easy one. No need to diverge off route and go search for it. Got a little bit of sprinkles on me. It's a Hindu temple. Looks like I'm going to be staying in one of these little industrial towns. Well, this looks like my place. Let's go check in. Well, that's how they locked the door here. That's from the inside. Apparently I must ring the bell and they'll open for me. Right, let's check the room out. You know the drill. Aircon, white sheets, bed is okay. Pooper, shower, mirror, basin. And it's right next to the main road. It's not too loud. Tonight I'll sleep with my earplugs in. That was quite a good day. I had a lacquer start off this morning, and that basically set the pace for the rest of the day. I got to do some lacquer detours and get on smaller roads. And yeah, I just blazed through the main roads, and they weren't that bad. There was a lot of trucks and a lot of close encounters. They still think that middle line is made out of thorns or razor blades. But yeah, it was a lacquer day, one of the best days on the bike so far in Malaysia. It turned out to be only 93 kilometers, so it wasn't too bad. The legs and the bum feel good. I could feel a little bit of strain in the calves. That was most likely from that hike up the mountain the day before yesterday. That's a proper bowl of food. Some lacquer noodles and some pork balls and lacquer juicy egg. So in this area you got all these little food carts and a lacquer menu on them with pictures and prices, so it's easy to pick and choose what you want. By the way, they do have open sewers here, so you really got to watch where you walk, especially in the night time. Otherwise you'll end up in the open sewers. And when I said they got open sewers, I mean these are fully massive sewers. And it honks, it's not really flowing, and I've already seen one of those massive lizards in there. And this is where I'm staying, so if I take a poop, it's all gonna end up there. Everything is just open planned. Hey, it's unbelievable, eh? I've just gone out for dinner and I've just walked 2 blocks, maybe a block and a half, and I've just noticed all of the open sewers. You know, it's it's insane. You know, like they're proper open. That big one over there has got some bars on it, but they're all open. I mean, you saw that one there, it's ridiculous. And also this place smells like shit. Yeah, in these countries in Asia, the countries where they don't lack space, you know, they won't really upgrade the infrastructure. Some places they will, but in general they'll be like, nah, screw it, we're just gonna build a whole new city. That's what they do. In the smaller places, the city states like Singapore, they will upgrade it, you know, make it nice. And the larger cities here in Malaysia, like Kuala Lumpur, they will upgrade their systems. But out here in you know, in smaller towns and cities, they don't even care. They like, whatever, let it dilapidate, we're just gonna build a new place.